We should be able to unfreeze, and you should see everything going on. Okay. Like usual, the threads are always going to be, or not the threads, the modules for the days are always going to be at the top underneath resources. Resources is still a little bit on the light hand side. I will be putting some more stuff in there as I find it. But it's always going to be right here, Monday 1 through 6 to Friday 1, 10. If we look at our agenda for the day, you're going to see our main items of business are going to be looking ahead through this week as we get back into the normal motion of school is our goal for today. I've got an expectations reminder for what I'm expecting out of you guys in this classroom and also what you can expect out of me in this classroom. It's a two-way street, right? Big ones being phones and their appropriate uses, passes in the bathrooms, and then I also want to talk a little bit about late work. Okay? You can find the document I'm about to show you if you click on the replies here. It's the same thing I'm going to reference, but I'm going to do it on this screen or on this app because it's a little bit easier to read in my opinion here. Okay, I want to go line by line on these. We'll go, anyway, starting off with this big one right here. I know I've been making art in various stages, in various skill levels throughout my life, and something that has taken me a really long time to learn and something that I want you to know I'm aware of while you guys are working on stuff in here is that you do not have to be perfect, but you do have to try. That is something that I'm still expecting, especially in the new year here. All right, it's easy to get caught up in the anxiety and the stresses that can come at the end of a classroom semester. But you do not, in my class, have to be perfect, but you do have to make an effort. You do have to try the things that I'm showing you. Even if you know you're not going to be an animator, even if you know you're not going to be a digital artist, even if you know in the front, even if you know this is not your end goal for your career, you do still have to try because you might be surprised at how useful some of these skills are in other ways. Okay? Another thing I've learned as a part of, growing up, again, I'm not that much older than y'all, but I am still, okay? Messing up is part of the learning. It is very easy in an artistic sort of world to be a perfectionist. Believe me, I have grown up being a perfectionist, okay? I expect you guys to be messing up. I expect things to not go exactly the way you intended. I expect things to maybe not work out or not look as good or maybe be not exactly what you imagined with your final product. That is okay. That is built into my teaching style. That is built into my assignments and, by extension, giving you more room to do it in your artwork. It also is a part of growing up. Messing up is a part of learning art, animation, especially, okay? But it's part of learning in general. You can apply that to any of your classes. And your teachers are people too. We know that you're going to be experiencing things in different levels, and so we design that on purpose. You have to mess up in order to grow. I want everybody to know this. I'm sure I've mentioned plenty of times I've messed up a ton in my life. It might not seem that way, but I have. It's because these are very valuable lessons that I'm giving you the room to learn, okay? And then just on that, I'm expecting you guys to have patience and grace with yourself as you learn and try, okay? It is your first time being alive. It's all of our first times being alive, so you should take it easy on yourself, okay? That is generally the two big ideas that I want to push through as far as a creating art standpoint, okay? These two are going to be important. They're always going to be around whenever we're doing some type of exercise or practice or lesson, etc. Okay? I'm curious, do you guys have any thoughts on that you would want to share? Okay, now, moving away from the philosophical sort of expectations of this class, I want to talk more about some of the classroom things that I've been noticing over the course of the semester, and then I want to make sure that you're aware that I expect certain things to happen certain ways. It's the best way that we can have actual learning happening in here, actual growing happening in here, is a couple things that I want you guys to be following. Okay? Everybody, your phones and your devices should be away when necessary. Like now, for example. I have not done a very good job of indicating when you should and should not be using your devices or using having distractions accessible. I'm going to do a better job of that moving forward. But whenever I'm going over something, lecturing especially, doing examples especially, that's a time where you should have your distractions away as best you can. Okay? So any type of presentation from me or your classmates, any lecture I might be giving, anytime we're doing a gallery walk, that's time I want you to be engaged with the other people's artwork and your own, kind of absorbing each other's work. And then anytime we do partner work or collaborations, like class-wide collaborations, that is a time when your phones and devices should be away. Because I know especially a lot of you are using your phones and your tablets as your animation tools, so I'm not going to say they're banned, but they do need to be put away when the time is there, I guess. When the time is to listen. that was a terrible sentence. Okay. When necessary, your phones and your distractions should be put away, like now, for example. Also, when you guys go to when you leave the classroom in any level, you need to sign out. I'm a little bit flexible with the passes, even though I'm technically not supposed to be. So you guys are getting some advantage there, but you do need to be signing out. Okay? So, there's 2 clipboards on the wall. They have red lanyards now. They have a whiteboard, a paper towel, an expo marker, and some instructions. It's got everything you need right by whatever door you choose to leave from. Okay? I only have 2 passes, so technically I can only have 2 people out at a time. So unless it's an emergency, please wait for a pass to be returned to a clipboard. The instructions on the clipboard are very simple. You write your name and the time, you take the pass, and then when you get back, erase your name and time. So if the whiteboard is blank, that means you can go to the bathroom by taking a pass. I'm not going to be policing how long you're in the bathroom. I'm not going to be making all these notes about your past habits, but I am wanting to remind you that we only have these 2 for a classroom of 15, and so somebody might really need it, and if you still have it and maybe you are finished in the bathroom but you're still kind of just out and about, try to bring that back because somebody else might need it. Okay? There's an emergency exception, obviously. That's still true. If you need to go to the bathroom immediately and there's no pass, just go do it. Don't worry. I understand. But I do also want to say that please don't take advantage of my trust in those emergencies and to just leave whenever you need to or want to and calling it an emergency. Okay? Does this make sense? Okay. Easy peasy. Erase your name every time you get back. There's expo markers on the top of the clipboards. If there's not, let me know and I will get more. But those come out of my pocket, so let's not steal them because I have to buy them all the time. Okay, anyway. We're going to talk a little bit about time management here being a valuable skill because there's a lot of things that you guys are doing, which is awesome. A lot of classes alone on top of extracurriculars, on top of other things you're involved with. But learning how to manage your time in whatever tool works for you is a valuable skill, and I still expect you to prioritize my classwork first. All right? I, as a student, would avoid things that I didn't want to do and do other coursework instead of the one that was relevant. All right? It's my version of, or that was the version of procrastination that I used the most when I was in high school. Now, I'm not going to say because to pretend that I won't, or to pretend that that's not allowed when I was someone who did it would not be fair. I do want to say, though, that now that I'm a teacher and now that I have given you guys time to work and collaborate and ask me questions and expand and blah, 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 you should still be prioritizing my stuff because this is our time together. This is the best opportunity for me to give you feedback, for you to get feedback from your peers. All of you have at least a little bit of a similar interest because you all took Studio Graphic Arts. Okay? Still need you to prioritize my things. I understand you guys are busy, and especially compared to when I was a student, you're busier than I ever was. Okay? But still, prioritize my things, even if it's a little bit. It's a respect thing with your time, your work, and the space that we share. In this late work, I have two main deadlines. We've passed the first one, which was at the quarter break. Okay, the next one is finals, basically. So anything before the first quarter, I will not accept, but anything up until finals week, you can still turn in for points. Okay, I'm kind of moving away from the late work 30% off because I don't think it's working as well as I had hoped, and it's maybe not as helpful in a way. Anyway, just communicate with me. I'm a human too, all right? Let me know what's going on, and I can work with you. And I talked about other classwork and other activities. Okay, does that make sense? All right. Any questions, any thoughts on that? Anybody wants to share? You totally can. You will not hurt my feelings, I promise. Okay, cool. The last thing I want to talk about is at the front, underneath my projector here, there is some organization that I've done that will hopefully, we're going to try it, make things a little bit easier for acquiring materials. All right? So your sketchbooks are now sorted into two groups. They are organized by last name. So the first pile is A to M, and the second pile is N to Z. So if your last name starts with the letters in between those, that's where your sketchbook is going to be stacked. I just stacked them by the names on the front. Let's keep that stack, because you guys, I'm trusted, keep them in that organization style so we can get more things easily accessible. All right? There's also now two mugs. There's a second mug right next to the drawing tablets, which are next to your sketchbooks. There is a mug for smartphones and a mug for drawing, okay? The one that's drawing connects to the drawing tablets. Those are the black ones from Wacom. And then the smartphone ones, I know they work on things beyond smartphones. Those are the ones with the tip that allows you to draw on a screen, okay? Those are easy to reacquire, but let's try and keep them as a class set. Let's try to keep them all in one spot. When you're done with a pen, return it to its specific mug. They're always going to be labeled in case you ever forget. But that is a new organizational thing that I'm going to be trying in this last couple weeks of our first semester. Does that make sense? Okay. These are the big things that I'm expecting out of you guys as students, out of myself as your teacher, and those are the two main things, actually. All right? Before I let you guys ease into the rest of your first period, any questions about any of these? We good? Okay, cool. Oh, no?
Oh, no, it's just...
Gotcha. Okay, cool. The last thing I need you to prioritize today is the exit task. Okay. Finals week also, while I have you, I believe is the 27th of January. Because of all of the wind and weather, we had to push it back a little bit. It should be that 27th. So we got about 3 weeks until your finals for your courses. My design with finals, the way I like to do them, is we will get started on the final about a week or so before the actual finals week. And you'll have just straight work time on it, straight refinement time. So by the time the finals arrives, you can either use that as a study period, you can either finish up what you need to finish, whether that's late work or more final work or what have you. I like to do our finals before the actual finals week happen, because it won't be a test, it'll be that project that I mentioned at the start of the year, which we'll get into a little bit more later this week, so you can start thinking ahead to what you wanna do with that. Okay? We good? Okay. It's good to see you guys again. I've missed y'all, actually. Okay. Last thing you should look at is your exit task is posted. Those are my two things I need from you today. Is just listen to these. If you ever need a reminder on them, they're in the replies on today's thread post for Monday. Okay? That's where you'll be able to find them. Sound good? Give me a thumb up if you're good. Swag. Okay. That's all I need from y'all today. Thank you.